Live and direct, guys. Look here, man. I finally figured it out, baby. Use your discernment. The episode before the first episode, may I say. Dude, starting on Friday and Saturday, we're going to do use your discernment. 7:30 to the bust out. Fridays and Saturday nights. Man, come hang out with me. If you're talented, you want to come on, you want to add something, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be an honest broker out here and reacting to different things. I got a Megan Perino clip, guys. Megan Perino, or I'm probably pronouncing her last name wrong. There's so much I want to say. I got to watch the language. But she's one of the we're going to listen to a clip where you just hear the delusion, the word salad that these people use to define insanity. To define insanity. And I would say she's the queen bee of this. But dude, I don't even know if we're going to get to the recap of last week's news. Before we get into the WNBA though, guys, Epstein list stuff. Listen to me right now. Not Epstein list. The Charlie Kirk assassination investigation. Now, I'm not talking about Candace Owens. There's Baron Coleman, and then there's another. Oh, I forgot the guy's name. He's on the Julian Dory's podcast a lot. And he's a forensic pathologist, I want to say. The dude's an expert. You know, these guys are real deal lawyers and investigators. And I already started listening. I listened to about the first 90 minutes, I would say, and they barely even got through the first couple frames of the video that was happening with Charlie. I mean, the autopsy they're going through, and and go check that out, man. And then let's make your own decisions on what is going on. Is it who is it? That's up to you. You know the way they do Candace Owens and act like she's the only person pushing questions. It shows their hand and what they're trying to do with that. You know what I mean? But uh check that out, dude. If you're really trying to get to the nuts and bolts of the investigation. But WNBA news, let's just get to this. And then I'm gonna go get something to eat, and then I'm out of here. I gotta work early in the morning. 3:30 is the start time for tomorrow. And buddy, I got to get that money. But Royce White, and there was another uh NBA player that have decided to um step into the WNBA draft. They're going to identify as women. I support this totally. If they're identifying as women, let's let these two ladies go into the WNBA. What a epic troll this is right here, man. Hats off to Royce White, you know what I mean? Classic move right there. Let's see what that brings up. But Sophie Cunningham, I mean, I got another video clip that I could show, guys. So Sophie Cunningham. Let me just talk about what's been going on with her. So Sophie Cunningham came out and she publicly was promoting biological women in women's sports. I mean, that's the common sense thing to do if you're building a brand, building an organization. I've been seeing the WNBA too. They've been having clips of her. They've been promoting her well, and promoting her femininity. I was really digging that. But she stepped out and she spoke up for biological women. And actually, two young ladies, I want to say in Seattle, went to a WNBA Indiana Fever against the Seattle, whatever the name of their team is. And they were stepped to by somebody that was from the front office of the Seattle organization. Long story short, they got kicked out. They got kicked out. So, and they had Sophie signs, and so we have to deal with this. This is the front lines of the gender war. And guys, we have to deal with this. Or these people use these word salads and these different words to try to make insanity sound like it's sane. And we got to pay attention to this. You can't just turn a blind eye to it. You got to check it out. But So I got a clip.
Continue to keep talking about this. I don't know.
So this is old Megan. Perino. She was the soccer player. You know, she's a big trans activist. And let's just listen to this. And I'm going to be stopping it as it goes because I don't know what the rules and regulations are on these apps for reacting to stuff. But I'm sure it won't be long. I'd listen to it, but I didn't listen to the whole thing. But let's just listen to the word salad that they use to make the insane sound sane.
So I can only project what I see about her beliefs based on her actions. And seeing a picture of her with Riley Gaines after the game told me everything I need to know about what
they hate Riley Gaines. Now, right now, the situation with me being a Trump supporter and now no longer supporting that administration whatsoever, I got a big beef to pick with old Riley. She's definitely one of their paid influencers, absolutely. But that being said, I'm going to stand with her on this issue right here. And they used her because Megan and the rest of these activists, they used her to basically make her the bad person, like she's just a whack job. And what they're doing is they're trying to paint it like trans being trans isn't it's sane, it's not to be looked at as an illness, and that's where we're at with it. So let's listen.
Riley Gaines has made it her life's mission to exclude trans people from public life. She's directly tied to the Heritage Foundation, the authors of beliefs based on her.
And they love speaking these about these different movements in Washington that are supposedly against trans people or whatever. It doesn't get to the fact of it's a mental illness. You're insane if you think a person, a born male, can transition into a woman and no longer be a man. Identify as a woman. Have a child. Come on, dude. We can't do this here. But they love to use like Riley Gaines and the Project 220 2024 and all that other stuff and make this a left and right issue because this is one of the issues that divides America. Not really though, because if you go to the comment section, you know where I was at. Oh, let me just announce this real quick, ladies and gentlemen. We're live on Twitter now. We're up in our game, guys. It took me forever just to learn how to do the video gig here, but we're up in the building now. All right. And Austin, I got to get you up on here with me, man. I want to have you co-host with me, man. And yeah. So this is trying to make the insane sound sane. And if you go into the comment section of this video, I mean, she's not getting much support. I don't know. I forgot. I could Google and everything, but in the sense of time, I don't know what the numbers are of how many trans there really is. I know the numbers has risen immensely, but
and seeing a picture of her with Riley Gaines after the game told me everything I need to know about what's happening. Riley Gaines has made it her life's mission to exclude trans people from public life. She's directly tied to the Heritage Foundation, the authors of Project 2025 and now 20.
Now, nobody's saying that a person that's trans can't live a life. As a Christian, I believe that they've been perverted, but I also believe that as long as they wake up every day and have breath in their lungs, the grace of God God can draw them into salvation. So there's no, we're not trying, that's not the issue. The issue is a biological man, AKA a trans, or however she words it, can play in the WNBA or play female sports. They can't. At the most, you can make your own tranny league.
26, who have now published a report that suggests that they want to repeal Title IX, the very piece of legislation that allowed athletes like Sophie and myself to compete in sports. Sophie has claimed both to love trans people and support Title IX. And this is where I think the accountability with having a major platform is extremely important. You can hear it Even
Notice, dude, she is reading them talking points off of a teleprompter. And I see a lot of people doing this. Listen, dude, I'm never gonna do that. It's off the top every time with me. I'm old school rapper action with that. You know what I mean? If I like a rapper and I find out that that dude didn't pen his own raps, I'm off the train. So, dude, you can see her reading her little talking points that are down there, and I see a lot of conservatives doing that as well. TPUSA, the Milk Toast Boys, doing it also. So this isn't on cap for her. This is just the way she makes a living now because she's retired, and this is how she keeps herself in the spotlight. But they got all the talking points there. Listen, the crazy Dems are organized, dude, and I'm not saying there isn't crazy Dems. And I'm not saying that there isn't conservatives because there is. What I'm saying is I'm not participating in their nonsense no more. That's what I am. Anyway, let me not get off of it.
language being used that the root of trans exclusion is to protect young girls from men. To be clear, I would love to have that conversation, and it's much needed in this country. But it frames the conversation as if we're protecting young girls.
She's reading off of teleprompter, dude. This is prepared. She could never sit down and hash this out. She couldn't do that. Ooh, man, I don't like that, dude. What do y'all think about that, man?
Men being in WNBA locker rooms. Not happening. It villainizes trans girls as if they're
Trans girls. See, they try to use the wording and confuse people that don't really care about this situation. Don't care about trans is a girl because you get confused, and that's what they're betting on. Trans girls. There's not a trans girl ever. It's a dude. That's a dude. A person dies and then they go to the bones. They don't know if they're male or female. They're going to know by the bones. That's a chick.
somehow magically older than their peers or are men, when in reality, they are also young girls. These laws are excluding kids from playing youth sports. If we want to have a conversation around elite sports, there are
So she's saying she wants little girls to be able to play with little boys, and that can happen for a little while. You know, I had a girl on my baseball team, Holly. She was good too, man. She was all the way up. She rode with us all the way up to about puberty, and then once we hit puberty, it was a done data. You know what I mean? So she's basically saying that's how they get in too. They start with that. You know, I don't have a problem, and let me know what y'all think about this. I don't have a problem with having co-ed sports, but once they're competing, serious competition. Come on, man, you're gonna get somebody hurt.
policies that have been in place for many years that no one noticed because they worked. So if anybody is taking these talking points as legit or believing they're protecting young girls in sports, I just have to ask, are you serious?
Yeah, whatever, dude. You read off a teleprompter. She's trying to promote her show on Thursday nights. Megan Perino, friend of the show, guys. Use your discernment, dude. We're doing it Fridays and Saturdays. If one of y'all wants to come on and co-host, where we just do the thing, we're going to react to the news during the week. Christian perspective. If you're not a Christian and you have a line to push, whatever, dude. But let's do this because AI's here and nobody's going to be honest actors no more. You know what I mean? There ain't going to be no more honest actors out here. You're going to have a bunch of dudes reading off teleprompters. They're already doing it. So let's the common people get together and come ride out with me on a Friday and a Saturday night, man. Come join me, y'all. It's dropping this Thursday. Use this Friday. Use your discernment. I'm hopefully locking down because, dude, let me just say this. I've given up on the national elections. I believe they're rigged. I believe that mail-in voting and everything, but there is a sliver of me that is participating in local elections. I actually went out yesterday to the to an early voting place and I had a conversation with a couple people. Honest actors because it's local, but there's a lot of trash going on where I'm from as well. I think local is way more corrupt than I really thought it was, I guess. But it's just as bad as the whole thing. But I'm going to be participating in this year's. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to lock down a couple of interviews with a couple of these politicians or wannabe politicians, and and hold their feet to the fire. Because the only thing I care about is the money. I don't want no more money going to other lands, wars. No, I don't want that anymore. Think about it. All the billions of dollars that these people, that these forever wars, these Lindsey Grahams, think about all the money. If we invested it into our infrastructure, we'd have real roads that didn't need to be repaved every seems like once a year on 95 they have to come and repave the asphalt. You know what I mean? This is flipping America, dude. We're supposed to be top flight. We're not. And that's because we send our money everywhere else. And all the flipping politicians, all the billionaires are continuously to get money. And they're going to count on right versus left, Republican versus Democrat. And I already see y'all getting your pom-proms out and getting ready for these primaries coming up. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It is flipping ridiculous watching you guys grab your pom-proms out and cheer for a system that is corrupt all the way to the core. We got nothing. We get nothing. Anyway, let me chill out. I'm on one today. Everybody left the room. I wonder if they make a trans basketball team league. Joshua, that's what I was talking about, dude. You want to get down like that? I'm not going to be against it. And hey, man, on the down low, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to look at it. Remember the movie Joanna Man? That was a real thing. That's really happening now, guys. Was that foretelling? You know how Hollywood does it. A movie like Civil War comes out, and year later they're talking about Civil War. But yeah, dude. So man, we're gonna be getting I want to come up on here and just react to a video because I ain't been able to do it on a live stream. But now we done figured it out. So this week I'm gonna be getting clips. If you got any ideas, send them to me. Get a hold to me, and we're just gonna spend Friday night reacting to clips, talking about what's coming up, talking about the files in Christ Jesus. And if somebody wants to, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So I'm up out of here. Grace and peace, y'all.